Hey people, All Muscle here. I'm back from my slumber yet again. Granted, I couldn't do any videos using my voice since I refused to do videos covering servant buffs, which were pretty much the only new quote-unquote content that FGO JP has gotten in the past few weeks. But today, I want to talk about some of the announcements that were made a few days ago. For those who are out of the loop with the JP server, let me give you a brief summary of what has happened. On March 30, the official FGO account did a bunch of announcements about the upcoming Order Call 4 chapter. Basically, they announced that the OC4 pre-release campaign will cover the whole month of April and the first half of May. Then an OC4 stream was scheduled for April 30 on 7 PM JP time, which will be basically right before the release of Order Call 4. And lastly, we got the reason why I'm making this video. It was confirmed that the Grand Servant system will be introduced on the month of May, right after Order Call 4. Not only that, but it was mentioned that after the Grand Servant system is fully implemented into the game, the next step on the FGO main schedule will be the Loswell Arc finale. These, by all means, are exciting news. But there is a twist. It seems that the Grand Servant system will be implementing classes separately. In fact, within the few announcements on the FGO's social media, we got some type of schedule for the classes that will be added into the Grand system. The first class that will be implemented at some point in May is the Saber class. Then we have Berserker class. After Berserkers we get Lancers, then Riders, then Assassins, then Archers, and at last we get Caster class. Side note, I want to mention that this schedule was particularly heartbroken for me because I will have to wait a longest time in order to give my Geronimo the title of Grand Caster he always have deserved. And for those who wonder where's the extra classes in the schedule, well, don't worry too much about it. They were featuring the image on the schedule of the Grand Servant system, but we don't know when and in which order they will be released yet. So yeah, that was all the announcements we got. From now on, this video will be just my speculations. But, unlike other times, I feel like I have some good, not so schizo talking points to make about this topic. So hear me out. I think the Grand Servant system will be implementing one of the main classes each month. Think about it. There are 7 OG classes, and the first one releases on May. If Lasagna releases one each month, the Grand Servant system will be fully implemented on December, and dropping the final chapter of the Loswell Arc on December will totally make sense, since Solomon also dropped around the same time back in 2016. It's crazy to say that. Plus, a little indie company like Lasagna can barely make new content anymore, so they probably need as much time as they possibly can get. As far as for the extra classes go and what Lasagna wants to do with them, it's really hard to tell, to be honest. On the best case scenario, I think there will be 6 of them available for the Grand Servant system, which will be the ones that has a class score, meaning Ruler class, Avengers, Alter Egos, Moon Cancers, Pretenders, and of course, Foreigners. I'm sorry to break it to anybody who wanted to make a Grand Beast, but I don't think that will be happening ever. Since there are 6 extra classes, they could either release one of them each month with the normal classes starting from June, or they could release them in 2 branches at some point before the Loswell finale. I also think there will be some type of limitation when it comes to how many Grand Servants you can make. What's most likely for me to happen is 1 Grand per class. But who knows? Maybe Nasu says fuck it and lets everyone make as many Grand Berserkers as their heart pleases. Lastly, I want to share with you guys my Grand Servant roster. I'm trying not to trigger Alasha with my roster, so I only pick one servant from each Oshi class. If we are actually forced to make grants from extra classes, my roster will probably change, but so far this is how it's looking like. My Grand Saber will be Miyamoto Iori. My Grand Archer will be Tsushitani Senshubo. My Grand Lancer, of course, will be Leonidas. My Grand Rider will be Little George Boy. You also know my Grand Caster is the She-Man baby, Big Ol' Geronimo. My Grand Assassin will be Phantom of the Opera. And lastly, my Grand Berserker will be none other than Shizuki Soushuru. These are the servants I want to use on the final missions on our journey in the FGO Loswell arc. And please, by all means, I want to hear your Grand Servant roster too. So drop your roster in the comment section, because I'm really interested in what you guys will be using on the upcoming Grand missions. Anyways guys, that is it for now. Like and subscribe for more Fate Stella Link clips. It's been your boy Muscle. Until next time. Bye bye.